iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office, it's open, my friends. So let's get to some news here. First of all, we know that Christine Michael has been cut by the Seahawks, and he is now going to the Packers. What does this mean for the Seahawks? Thomas Rawls, we've discussed this. He is going to get ramped up, and he's going to eventually be the starter, but it might not be this week. This week, it'll be CJ Prosise, but I think moving forward, it will be Rawls. I do. I think CJ Prosise is the change of pace back, and Rawls is the starting running back. So don't panic, Thomas Rawls owners. If you see Prosise getting out there this week, that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to be all right with it. But I think moving forward, probably week 12, week 13, certainly for the fantasy playoffs, Thomas Rawls is the guy that you want to own. Okay? Zach Ertz did not practice on Thursday, so some practice notes, but I don't really like practice notes too early in the week. I'm seeing here that Percy Harvin thinks that he could be a bigger part of this offense. I don't know how I feel about that, but I know that they need a second wide receiver, and that Robert Woods isn't good enough. It's not that Robert Woods is bad, but he's just only one guy. They need more, right? They need more. I don't think the answer is Percy Harvin. But they have no other options at this point. So what are they going to do? Would I pick up Percy Harvin? Probably not. Do I really like him? Probably not. Do I want to pay a lot of money for him in free agency? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But here's a guy who I think is a little interesting. How about a guy named Kobe Hamilton? Kobe Hamilton from the Steelers. Right now, he looks like possibly with Hayward Bay out and Wheaton not good and Coates injured and Martavis Bryant out for the year, maybe Kobe Hamilton's the guy. I don't think he's that good a player, but he had a lot of snaps last week and he's had some snaps throughout the season. He's had 10 targets for the season. He's had 6 catches for 111 yards and a touchdown. So is he a big play guy? I don't know. But I'm just throwing him out there as a guy, if you are absolutely, positively desperate for a human being out there, maybe you can get him. But I don't feel great about it. All right, so let me go through my leagues. Let's look at the blind bidding results, okay? So Akeem Hunt, I know I picked him up in a bunch of leagues yesterday, $33 in one of my leagues. Why? If Lamar Miller's not right, I really believe that Akeem Hunt has a shot to be the PPR back there, and I'm not really big on Alfred Blue. So, but what was interesting in this league here, Adrian Peterson went for a few bucks, and a lot of people started adding defenses. The Dolphins, the Giants, the Steelers. People are starting to load up. We discussed this move yesterday. It's a smart move. I was going to wait on it for another week or two. I still believe that's the right thing. In another league, once again, the Dolphins for 19. Colin Kaepernick. The Cowboys. Percy Harvin went for $5 to Nelson Sosa. That was a good move. That was smart. Got Akeem Hunt in that league for $25. You know, I knew he wasn't going to cost me a lot of money, but I figured, let me be part of it here. Tazai Sharp went for $129 in one league. Dennis Pitta, $89. Seth Roberts, $51. There really were not a lot of good bids this week. I've never seen worse players around. Really, I told you the guys out in the beginning of the week. It was a rough week. So here's another league I'm going through. It's another World Championship league. Marcus Wilson, $101. That was smart. It's my boy Frankie Fantasy. Good job there, Frankie. Philip Dorsett, $39. I felt good here. Akeem Hunt, we got for 27. Somebody bid 23. That somebody was pretty smart. Vance McDonald, $13. Dustin Hopkins, $7. Good kicker. I like it. I like that one. That made some sense to me here. Let me see another one. This is in the top 100 invitational here. What do people do? These guys are always... Roger Lewis, $117. Russell Shepard, $54. Marcus Wilson, $42. Like it. Wendell Smallwood was a good buy. Thought that was good. We lost out on that one. He went for $29. We bid $28. I wish I had him. I liked him. I did. I liked him a lot. All right, let me take a look at one more World Championship League and see what people did there, if I can help you guys. Ladarius Green went for $179. Jeremy Curley went for $119. It's pretty good. The Dolphins defense went for $25. Somebody bid $24. Wow, that's a good bid. But, you know, Matt Jones went for $87. That's an interesting one. What if R. Kelly gets hurt? Matt Jones is back in play. Makes some sense here. All right, in my 2 online championship leagues, these are always different bidding. Mike Gillisley went for $187. Charkandrick West went for $75. I got Ladarius Green for $50. I also got Adrian Peterson for $13. Now let's talk about Adrian Peterson and Sammy Watkins. I don't know what they're going to do, but I know that I want to throw them on my team now, and I'll see what they can do, and I'll hold them for a couple of weeks. I'll hold them as long as I absolutely can. But if he comes back in week 15, good for me. I don't know if he will or if he won't, but I'm willing to take that shot. Right? I'm willing to take that shot. Another league, Eddie Royal went for $145. That was good. Adam Vinatieri for $49. I don't know why anybody's spending $49 on a kicker. Come on, guys. You know better than that. That's just not very good. Peyton Barber went for $33. Adam Humphries went for $2. That's good. But what you've noticed, and I've been sharing with you all season long, is that the online championship leagues, the guys go for less money than they do in the main event leagues, right? And then in the dynasty leagues, you know, Matthew Stafford went for $245. I thought that was a little expensive. You know, we spent on Eddie Royal, it was $50, because Eddie Royal has no upside in these types of leagues, right? Jeremy Langford went for $11. I thought that was good. We got Damian Williams for $30. I kind of like that one. If Ajayi gets injured, we're covered. You know, if you're out of it, so let's talk about that for a second. If you're out of it in the league, and especially if you're in a dynasty league, you should be positioning yourself for the future. Now, our team is not very good. We are, at this point, we're 4-4 in the year. Is that what we are? Yeah, we're 5-5. We're 5-5 on the year in a dynasty league. We're not very good. So I'm trying to stash players who can help us and cut players who can't. So Eddie Royal, I promise you I will cut him at some point in the next couple of weeks. Because he's not a guy in a dynasty league that I really like. But I'm trying to add players who are young, like I added Cameron Artis-Payne. I added Wendell Smallwood. Right? I added Cameron Meredith. I added Ty Montgomery. These are guys who I looked at with upside and said, hey, these guys can help me moving forward. Right? That's what I encourage you guys to do in dynasty leagues. So I want you to divest yourself of the expensive veterans and get yourself a young, cheap player. So what I always do in a dynasty league is I'll look at a guy out there and I'll look at wide receivers and let's see, points told. So at some point, will I cut Eddie Royal for Seth Roberts? I absolutely would. Would I cut him for Robbie Anderson? Yes, because Eddie Royal's he's not part of my future. Now, I don't know if Robbie Anderson's that good. I don't know if Seth Roberts is that good, but they're younger. And younger means something. Younger helps my team out. Old guys don't help my team out. Do you understand? Old guys don't help me win. Maybe they do in a regular main event league where I want value like with Eddie Royal and Frank Gore. But in a dynasty league, what is Eddie Royal going to do for me? Seriously, what is he going to do for me? Nothing. He's not going to do anything for me. So that's what I want people to look at. I want you to be smart in dynasty leagues. I want you to play it smart and be smart in dynasty leagues. And then in the other leagues, I want you to be more aggressive. Eddie Royal, really good in main event. Eddie Royal, crappy in Dynasty. That's why he goes for 149 in one league and 50 in another. I only got him for $50 so I can play him. I needed the body. Right? I needed the body this week. You know, am I going to play him this week? Absolutely. He made my lineup. It's not that he's a great player, but he made my lineup. Good enough player. Right? He's a good enough player, and that's how you have to roll with it. All right? So let's take a look at any more news and notes and things that I want you to know. Oh, I want to cover something else here, and we put it up at Scout Fantasy. So I want to take a look at this. And Scott Atkins writes something, and I want to read this, which I think is really important. He goes, hey, everyone, it's week 10. Right? As we get close, it's actually week 11. As we get close to the stretch run in our leagues, it's time to make your move. Right? 13-week regular season. And then he writes, please do us all a favor, your league mates included, and field a competitive lineup each week, regardless how you feel these last 4 weeks will play out. Okay? It's in the thick of a very competitive league with a lot of money in the line and needing a league mate to lose, and we look over the opponents and we see it's not a good feeling, right? When people aren't playing the right guys. So we owe it to our league mates to ensure we put out the best possible lineup for fairness to everybody. Okay? So I really agree with what Scott said. I know, so I'm just looking at here, and I'm not picking anybody, I'm just using a name here. I'm looking at one of my leagues, and the Legion of Doom is at 3-7. And they're out by 300 points. Well, you know what? Don't stop putting in your lineup. Don't stop putting in your lineup. Be a good owner. And I'm not saying the Legion of Doom is or isn't. I am not insulting him. I don't even know who he is. I don't know who he is, and I'm not insulting him. My point being is, put your lineup in every week. And I'm sure that he'll do that. Because we're all in this together. Right? Nobody wants somebody to win because somebody didn't put in their lineup. Now look, there's always circumstances. Right? There's always circumstances. There's always people who, there's a death in the family, there's, somebody's sick, a kid has to go to the emergency room, there's a million things. But for the most part, do the right thing and be a good league mate. That's what we're asking you to do. Be a good league mate. I think you can do that. I do. I think you can do that. Or at least I'd appreciate if you can do that. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. So let's take a look here. I want to go into the overall standings. First place, 1,725 points. And here's what. That guy's in one of my leagues. That team is in one of my leagues. The number one team in the whole thing is in one of my leagues. And then another guy's in another one of my leagues. Let me see this. That's right. That's pretty amazing. In the first team I'm in, the number one place guy is in one of my leagues, and the second place guy is in another one of my leagues. It's pretty good. Right? It's pretty good. And it's amazing. The team that has the most points in the whole thing is 7-3. 7-3. He has the most points. Pretty amazing stuff. But that's what he's doing. Right? So what does it go to show you? That's why I love the points. I love the points because it shows who the best team is. It's not record. By the way, one of my teams is 10-0. 10-0. But we only have 1,459 points. We're 204th overall. 204th overall. But somebody else is 7-3. Or how about the guy who's actually second, my man Frankie Fantasy? He's second overall. His record's 8-2. We're 10-0. I joked, I told Frankie we hired a new defensive coordinator this season. That's why we're playing so well. But the truth is, I think it's one of the reasons what makes Scout Fantasy so great. What makes Scout Fantasy so great is that it is about the points and not just about the record. I'm looking at here, Chad Schrader, his team is 5-5. He's 17th overall. 5-5. He has 1,615 points. That's pretty amazing. I think it's pretty amazing. And if you guys haven't played before, what you guys know is at the end, we average your points. And we all start over. Everybody who makes the playoffs, so we average it out. So just let's say, when it's all done, it's 2,100 points divided by 13 weeks, means it's 161 points, give or take, and you walk in with 161 points going to the next round. So everybody has a chance. Years ago, this is a true story, I was in another format league. We were 283rd coming into the final. I think we were the second to last team. We ended up coming in 6th overall. Won 6K. So it's about getting to the playoffs, and when you get to the playoffs, it's about being hot in the playoffs. That's what it takes to win these. Get in, then get hot, then get paid. You do that, you're going to be my rich friend. All right. Please, once again, I say this every podcast, and I'm going to continue to say it again. I want you to check out scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO. Pay for 1 month, get 2 more for free. Right? But I want you to see those scout scores, our DraftKings projections, our kick pick. Right? Kickman's NHL DFS kick pick hat trick tip sheet. So I want you guys to be in our fantasy premium forums. You have questions about games tonight? Be in our advice forums. Ronas, Sean Childs, Mark Deming, myself, we'll get to you. We're going to answer your questions. And then, of course, you get into the scout scores, which helps you figure out the values, right? The values. How much is a guy worth? Is he worth the money? So if he's $5,000 and he's going to score 20 points tonight, then he's got a scout score of 4. Is that good enough? It may be, it may not be. But we want you to find the best value for your money. If you find the best value for your money, you will be successful. Because then you could pay up elsewhere. And that's how we're going to run it. That's how we're going to run it. So right now, I want to do one last thing. I want to preview tonight's game. I really like Cam Newton tonight a lot. I think he was humiliated last week. I think he was embarrassed that they lost that game, and he should have been. I think tonight we see 300 yards and a couple touchdowns from Cam Newton. I think Kelvin Benjamin has a big night. I see 100 yards and a touch for him easily. I see Greg Olsen with 100 yards and a touchdown tonight. I see a lot of points on the board for the Panthers. I might even see a Jonathan Stewart touchdown. I know I don't often see that, but I might tonight. For the Saints, I think Drew Brees has a good night. He's not as good on the road. He's not as good on the grass, but he'll be good enough against the Panthers. The Panthers' defense has gotten better, but I'm not worried about it. I like Drew Brees for 300 yards tonight as well. Who is he going to throw to? That's a question. Is it Cooks? Is it Snead? Is it Fleener? Panthers very bad against the tight end. Is it Michael Thomas? I don't know. That part I don't know. I think it's going to be Cooks. I think it'll be Thomas with one, and I think a tight end, either Fleener or Josh Hill, will score. And then I also think that Hightower and Ingram, one of these guys scores. If you're in a standard league, I'd rather Hightower. Because I think when they get by the goal line, Hightower's a bigger dude, a bigger body guy. So that's just what I'm seeing. But I think it's going to be an exciting game. It'll be one of the better Thursday night games of the week. Not that I love Thursday night games, but this is a good one. If you're going to watch on Thursday, this is one that you should watch. But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Remember, join scoutfantasy.com, enter promo code ROTO, that's R-O-T-O. You pay for 1 month, we'll get you 2 more for free. That's how we operate. You'll be a member of the Scout Army, and we love having you. All right, guys, enjoy tonight's game. We'll preview all of Week 11 tomorrow. So be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!